Coming up live on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. We're going to talk to some folks from an organization called A Safe Black Space. Talk about their program and how they got their organization together over the years. It's their 6th anniversary, so watch it. We'll be right back. Ho! With me in the studio is Dr. Christy Higgins, Dr. Tia Hairston. Did I get that one right?
You got it.
Yeah! And Ms. Gail Brown.
Guest Brown.
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Guest Brown.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming and to talk to me about the 6th anniversary of Safe Black Space and Face, and how it got together and why. Because I think it's an amazing story of coming out of horrific action that it just stays in everybody's neck and heart. And so why don't you try, Doctor? You could do it.
Sure. Thank you for having us, first of all. And to give you a little bit of the background, my colleagues may also add information, but Safe Black Space really emerged out of the tragic killing of Stephon Clark 6 years ago by Sacramento PD. You and viewers may remember exactly what was happening here in our city. It was on fire. People were having very strong reactions.
Yes.
And so I have background as an African-centered psychologist, and as I was kind of seeing and hearing what was happening, myself, along with other founders, Rev Kevin, Cottrell Ross, Ryan McClinton, and Pastor Joy Johnson, we all kind of got together and realized how important it would be to offer a community healing circle for our Black folks who were residing in Sacramento. And so we began our first community healing circle in April 2018 as a way to really help support our community, as well as provide a space for us to express whatever was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out that people came out and they said, well, when's the next circle happening? And we said, okay, let's do one next month. And then we did one the next month, and people asked again, when is it happening? And here we are 6 years later, not only continuing to offer community healing circles through Safe Black Space, but other programs and activities really meant to support all of us who identify as being of African ancestry,
Mm-hmm.
as we continue to unfortunately deal with racism and anti-Blackness on so many fronts, and to celebrate really kind of who we are and our joy and our magnificence as well.
This is really good.
Yeah.
And you were walking down the street and you thought, gosh, I think I want to be part of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
No, I was actually on the planning call to provide this space for our community. She mentioned one of the co-founders, Ryan McClinton. He is a childhood friend of mine, and he invited me to join with this group of folks who were really passionate and serious about providing a safe space for our community. As Dr. Christie said, our community was on fire. We were enraged, we were angry, we were hurting, we were in pain, and we were tired. And this group was really serious about helping, finding solutions, and that is how I was running down the street and found them.
I was just joking about that.
I know.
And you weren't walking down the street.
I was not, but I did get a phone call from Reverend Dr. Joy Johnson, one of the founders, and she invited me to come in and participate. And like everyone else in the community, I was dismayed about what I saw on television. I was traumatized as well.
Yes.
The community was traumatized as they showed those images over and over again. And so I really, you know, I found myself at City Hall. I was protesting. I was carrying signs. And I, too, wanted to do something productive. The community was grieving. They were traumatized, and no one was offering a solution for that. And this group was. They were trying to hold space for our community. It was for us, by us, and I wanted to be a part of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
It seems so very much like when I was much younger. I worked in Los Angeles, and the Watts riots happened, it ended up one of the things that outcomes was the founding of the Inner City Cultural Center.
Nice.
And it still kicks, and it still does good things in the community. I'm not sure whether or not it knocked down the concept of racism 100%, but it does provide services to the community, and I think it's a good thing.
Well, one of our vision at Safe Black Space is to offer a hold space for a community that, in the face of racialized stress and trauma, can heal and thrive. Right? Is that right?
Well
Did I get
said.
that?
That's well
That's
said.
part of our mission.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this event that happened with Stefan Clark and started I thought at that time, I go, here's another Watts riot going to happen, and it didn't happen, but I can see that it still had an effect after all these years, and is carrying forward the development of a power zone in my town, our town.
That's nice.
And I think that that's important. And the programs are developed by the board.
I guess I'll speak to that.
Yeah.
They are developed as a village. So we do have a board of directors, and I'm the executive director. Dr. Tia is the board president. But we really operate less from kind of a hierarchy and more of a communication and integration of everyone's voices and ideas into what we do and how we move forward.
Yeah.
And so our community healing circles are our primary kind of initiative, our primary service that we offer on second Saturdays from 3 to 4:30 online, particularly again for people who identify as Black. But we've also developed book study groups where we learn together and read a book and have conversations with authors about our own wellness. We also do a Kwanzaa Kutoa event, or a giving event. So we celebrate Kwanzaa and the 7 principles that are related to that, and honor families in our local Black community with gifts and celebrate that day. We're also part of a community drum circle with other local Black organizations here in Sacramento, and see that as another healing opportunity. There may be some other things I'm missing.
Well, there's one thing I know.
What's that?
Funding. How do you fund all those things? There's funding coming up. What is it called?
Big Day of Giving.
Big Day of Giving. And when is that?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Absolutely. So we invite people to support us through that. They can go to the Big Day of Giving website and simply search for Safe Black Space, find us and make a contribution. I think Gail was speaking a little earlier about kind of how we started from volunteer-based bases, and I don't know if you want to speak to that a little bit.
So, you know, I think, Safe Black Space, we began as volunteers holding space for the community, and we continue to this day as volunteers. We just recently got some funding, but for 6 years, Dr. Christie has been able to hold together this group. And I think it's because of her leadership style, like she talked about. It's not very hierarchical, it's more communal, and we talk about things and we decide together what we're going to do. And so she's been able to hold a group of 20 volunteers together for 5 years, 6 years
great.
now, right? And they do it out of the goodness of their heart, and because they want to hold. A lot of them are clinicians, coaches like myself, or just folks who want to hold space for the community, for the healing of the community. Because there's a lot of talk about what's going on in the community, but Safe Black Space was holding space for healing our community, and it was effective. And that's what kept me coming back. It's an effective way. And it's one of the places I could show up and be authentically me, unfiltered, and not have to hold my any kind of way I could show up as I was, and I could bring whatever was on my heart. We will certainly talk about themes, and you might want to talk about the themes that we set up this year, but we'll certainly talk about that. But one of my favorite parts of Safe Black Space is the circle. We will break up into small groups. When we were in person, we had small circles. Yeah. And we would pass the talking stick, and people would be able to share what's on their heart. We would hold space for that pain, that trauma, whatever they were dealing with. And people felt seen and heard in that moment. And there are many places you can go and be authentically yourself and be seen and heard. And at Safe Black Space, that's where you can bring yourself and your issues.
Positive statement about kind of group psychotherapy. I don't know. It sounds like if you can bring your troubled heart to a group and share it, that's a big step.
Yeah.
And that it depends on how someone is there to be able to draw that out of you, and make you part of the group.
Our facilitators are trained, but
go ahead, Tia. I think the beautiful part about it is, with Safe Black Space, you can come and just receive, right? That love, that understanding, that the feeling that someone else sees you, or you can come and give and, pour into. You might be having a great day and you're able to come in and give words of encouragement and affirmation to other people. So it's a great exchange of energy between us and the people who join us. And speaking to what Ms. Gail said a few minutes ago about the volunteers, we are so vast in our backgrounds, right? There are plenty of clinicians and professional mental health professionals, but there's also educators, there's also just moms and brothers who are interested and care about community. That's awesome. And that's what holds us together, because we all have these gifts or this special sauce or this thing that we all need, There's never going to be another person like Dr. Christy. There's never going to be another person like Dr. Tia. There's never going to be another person like Ms. Gill. And so the ability to come and be who you are and give what you are, or just be poured into so that you can be greater, that is one of the beautiful parts of Safe Black Space.
That's really good. You brought some videos. Can I show the video?
Yes, please.
Sure, okay. Here we go.
Safe Black Space makes me feel beautiful.
Safe Black Space makes me feel proud.
Safe Black Space makes me feel loved.
Safe Black Space makes me feel part of a family.
Safe Black Space makes me feel like I belong.
Safe Black Space makes me feel worthy.
Safe Black Space makes me feel fully seen. Home, healing, hope.
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 So please continue to support Safe Black Space this year.
Okay. Wow, that was good.
That just summed up everything I just said, right?
That sure did. So let's go then.
That's so funny.
But it's amazing. So there are people you have a board of directors, and the board helps also be part of this group decision-making process. I see. And but the board has to have some extra sway in terms of the research needed to make a decision or to take that program path. And that's what the board president says, okay, folks, we're going to try going this way. that right?
That's what she does.
Well, I just became board president this year.
Okay.
Clap, clap. No.
Okay.
But yeah, that's absolutely the goal, is to build our board, to build our village, to expand our reach, to impact more communities, to get more education out there, awareness, consciousness about the things that we talk about. That is absolutely my goal. That is absolutely our goal.
That's right.
But I'm honored that they have put me in the position to lead this initiative in this way.
Oh, Dr. Tia, you're great.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to take a short pause for the cause, and then we'll
Okay.
come back and talk more about your organization. I love it. A Safe Black Space. We'll be back.
Not that fog. Fats, oils, and grease. Common sources that contain fog are meat, butter, and dairy products. Fog can clog your pipes and create sewer blockage when hardened. To prevent fog from clogging up your pipes, you can scrape grease products off of pans before washing, put leftover fats and greases into a sturdy container for later use, or trash any fatty food scraps in the garbage. Not the sink. Stop the clog. Learn more at sacksewer.com.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Hello, my name is Sky Alton, host of Everyday Amazing with Sky Alton, and you're watching LiveWire on Access Sacramento.
We're back. Dr. Harrison, is that correct? Oh,
depends on who you're
okay.
talking
I'm sorry,
to.
I got you mixed up here. Okay, that was it.
Depends
The
on who.
question is, to me, these services that you provide are really kind of wonderful. There's kind of like a community caregivers, right?
Absolutely. I would consider us community caregivers in that we care about community. And that's why we gather, is to provide space, opportunities for connection, and just unity.
So how, I want to know how you attract people.
Oh, good question. Really, it's a large part of that has just been word of mouth.
Food?
No.
No. I would say, just to follow up on what Dr. Tia was saying, that part of our effort is completely community driven, right? That although there are some, I'll use the words quote unquote professionals in terms of clinicians that are part of our team and our village, it really is about the community healing the community.
I see.
And so we do bring together folks
I'm a community member, and I don't really know whether or not I'm doing the right things for the community. And I need to be able to find somebody who's going to help me, but I'm not sure whether or not your organization, I see what you're doing, and I could go to one of your events, and is this what happens? Do you find people who walk right in and say things like that?
Not quite in that way. And then just to clarify, our services really are geared towards and targeting people who identify as Black, people who identify as African ancestry because of this lived, shared experience of often dealing with racism simply because of the color of our skin. And so because of that, it's a very shared experience. You were asking a bit how people come to find us. They come to find us because of word of mouth. They come to find us because they show up at an event and they learn and they experience kind of the magic of Safe Black Space. They find us because we're online, we're on social media, we're out tabling at events and getting the word out about the importance of valuing ourselves and not allowing some of the drama, the messaging around potentially our inhumanity to stick or to be part of our experience. And so I think that happens in a lot of different ways that we connect with folks and they find us.
I get it. So it's the event. And what's coming up?
Well, we have our monthly circles.
Every
So if I
second
want to come to
Saturday.
your monthly circle,
Every
dot,
sec-
dot, dot.
Every second Saturday, there's a monthly.
Every second Saturday,
Okay, there's a-
okay.
So online on our website is the easiest way to be able to access. We have an events page where people can see what's coming up. We just had our anniversary event, our 6-year anniversary event this past Saturday. Our next events are our Healing Circle for May, which is May 11th.
For men?
May. May.
Oh,
May 11th.
Oh,
yes.
May 11th.
May
For men,
11th.
I'm on the way.
And then we also have our Community Drum Circle, which is the following Sunday. So second weekends I tend to refer to them as Black Wellness Weekends because we've got those two kind of events that are happening every second weekend. But those are the easiest ways to kind of find out what we're doing. And that's safeblackspace.org. Pretty easy to find us and see what we're doing.
So, and if people want to donate, they can on this upcoming funding.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Big Day of Giving is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we would welcome any support. You just need to go to Big Day of Giving website and look and search on Safe Black Space and give there. Beyond Big Day of Giving, they can also go to our donation page on safeblackspace.org.
Okay. And we have some more cuts to show you. Is that correct, boss? Oh, pictures. Okay, there they are. Anybody want to narrate?
This is this past weekend at Unity of Sacramento for our 6th-year anniversary celebration. So these are some of the children taking part in the activities we had for them. They had some bubbles. They had a Harlem Globetrotter area. This is Stevante Clark, the brother of Stefan Clark. He gave us a few words of wisdom and love. This is Dr. Christie receiving her flowers from the village, the Safe Black Space Village. That is Ryan. We've said his name a couple times. That's me and my baby.
Whoa.
That's Iyande and Yarua. Yeah, 2 of them. My 8-year-old wasn't there.
Love those costumes. The dress is beautiful.
This is
this is the Black Price is Right. So many people are familiar with the Price is
Yeah,
Right,
I do.
right? And we played the Black Price is Right, and what that meant was we had Black products, Black-owned kind of products that we had people bid on, and then they won, right?
That's
so there was a
great.
toaster, coffee, and various items. This is one of our facilitators. We had various breakouts for the day. This is Miss Yolanda Stevenson giving a hug to another community member, Alicia.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, and so we did African dancing and drumming. We had the Bubble Station. We had the Junior Harlem Globetrotters Arena.
Junior Harlem
Globetrotters
Globetrotters.
Arena for the little ones. We did kente cloth making. We did yoga and sound baths. So it was a lot of opportunities for people to experience healing while at our event.
That's out there. That's out there. Well, it's just an interesting thing. You call it the Safe Black Space Program, and I find that fascinating. And it's safe and makes you feel part of a group, a larger group. And I think that's really out there. And,
Yeah, maybe.
So your website is.
Let Tia speak to that.
Oh. Well, I was hoping Dr. Christie, because she created this.
Yeah, it just would explain a little bit, and if you others want to chime in about what we mean by Safe Black Space. I was alluding to the fact earlier that it is a space created for people who identify as Black because of all of the issues that we may face when we're dealing with the real world or outside of our homes at times. And so you heard even on the previous video, the idea, part of our tagline is home. So to create a sense of feeling like you're home in a loved, kind of supportive home. Healing, right, because that happens in community and in connections and in love. And then hope, right, establishing a sense of hope. And so the name of our organization, I think, really does well define our intentions and our missions, and why we do what we do. And I feel compelled to just acknowledge that because of our anniversary event and Big Day of Giving, we've had quite a few opportunities to have some media spots. And so after one of our opportunities last week, we got what I will call a racist email which was attacking us and saying that we were racist and basically condemning Stephon Clark for being killed and all of these things. And we as a board and members were talking about that's exactly why we exist, for people who may hold ideas and judgments such as that. And so it's our opportunity to just be with us to talk about those kinds of things that we might be experiencing.
40 years
that
after.
happened daily.
Yeah.
These things happen daily, so.
Yeah, that happened last week.
Yeah.
Do you think we're making any headway with racism?
That's a good question.
I remember the Watts riots, and I'm old, and I just want to finish by seeing whether or not, I mean, you're doing this work in the community and making the community feel more aligned and safe. And I just wonder, how much will it take?
I think that's the important part, that we focus on us and creating safe spaces for us to be able to learn how to navigate this world in which we are oppressed. Safe Black Space offers us a way to liberate ourselves within that confinement of America's racism.
Yeah. And oppression, I mean, I think we offer a space where people can come to heal and thrive, right? And by thriving, we mean to live active, beautiful, full lives, right?
Amen.
With regard to your question, though, I won't shy away from that. I do think
We've got about 30 seconds.
There's a small minority of Americans that are staunch racists, okay? I won't say the whole world is, but we have a contingent in our country that are, right? So.
And systems
that
are.
And systems that are, well.
And systems are. That's what we
we'll
call
have to come
systemic
back to talk
racism.
about systems, okay?
Let's come back.
Thank you, all three of you, for coming. I appreciate it. I think we had a good talk here, and we're got to wrap it up. And but we wish you well on this upcoming fundraising period. And bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, we'll be back next week with LiveWire, and you'll meet people from all around our town.
Hello, my name is Sky Alton, host of Everyday Amazing with Sky Alton, and you're watching LiveWire on Access Sacramento.